Hey Kenny, welcome. We're going to talk about casino stocks. You are really bullish on Macau. You think it's got a great long-term story. Tell me why.
Yes, I'm really positive on that. As you may know, in terms of the gambling revenue, now the Macau market is larger than the Las Vegas, so it's a huge market you can't ignore. Of course, some investors may argue that Macau is just a small region, so in future the gambling revenue will slow down, but I don't think so. Don't forget the Greater Bay development. Macau is targeted to be a tourist center. So in the future, more people, when the region getting closer, more people will go into Macau. And I can share with you one simple story. I think most of the people like me, if now they go to Macau, maybe just stay one night or one day. But in the future, when the Macau is further developed, I may go Macau with my family. So I may stay 2 or 3 days. Theoretically, you can imagine that the hotel demand on my personal expenses can be double or even triple. So I think it's a long way to go for the especially long gambling revenue. So I'm a true believer on Macau.
Now, a couple of the players you especially like, and they're positioning themselves in different ways as the Cotai area is being built up. Now, who do you like most, and who do you think may not be positioning themselves exactly right for the next wave?
I like the Galaxy Entertainment because I do have a deep communication with the management around a few months ago, and they share with me that they are very positive on the Macau story. So I think that you need to be positive so that you can be the beneficiary in the long term. And I think it's one of the key players in the market. And in future, the Galaxy Macau Phase 3 and 4 will be launched in the coming years. So I think they can benefit the long-term growth story of Macau, especially the new casino or new hotel is targeting the non-gambling revenue. So that's why I like the Galaxy Entertainment. And some people may argue that Sands is another good choices. I do think that is good, but because it major targeting the mass market and dividend yield is relatively attractive. But comparatively, because I have a closer connection with the Galaxy Entertainment management. That's why I know the company more and I know what they are doing now. That's why I would prefer the Galaxy Entertainment.
We used to always hear about the VIP, the high roller, the big whales. Now all we're hearing about is the mass market, the mom and pop Chinese gambler. There's a real change underway. Can you talk about that a little bit? And again, who is best positioning themselves for this new generation of Chinese gambler who doesn't have as much money, but they like to come to Macau. It may be their first trip beyond the mainland, and they're looking for a big tourist experience.
Yeah, I would say in the past, people looking for the VIP market, but I say now the focus should be focused on the mass market because now not only Macau provide the casino service in Asia, in the coming future, including Japan, and many people believe that Japan can provide the first-class casino experience. So the competition for the high-end market is increasing. But on the mass market, as I just mentioned, for the Greater Bay development, more family will go to Macau, and they are usually the mass market. That's why I think the future growth may be related to the focus on the mass market. And don't forget that we have the trade war, and usually it will have a larger impact on the VIP market. And I think the mass market is very important in the future for the casino operators.
As we wind down here, you've mentioned 2 of the big challenges ahead. One is competition, potentially from Japan as it comes into gambling. And then you've also got the trade war. It's unresolved. We also have concessions that are coming up in the next 2 years, including of American casino operators. So just quickly, what do you think the investor should think about as they're going through and picking one of these stocks or 2 of these stocks to put in their portfolio?
Okay. For the competition from Japan, I think it's a relatively long-term story, and it usually just impact the high-end market, and the mass market is okay. But the trade war, I do have a little bit worry about that because they do have two impact on the stocks. First of all, will impact the gambling revenue, and don't forget that if the market is getting lower, and people will have a negative impact on the valuations on the gambling stocks. So it's a de-rating story. So I think the trade war, we need to pay attention to the future development. But now I do think that for short term, many issues will impact the revenue or the stock prices, including trade war, including the government policy. For example, not allowing smoking in the casino may have a short-term impact. But long-term, I think the Greater Bay development will be dominating factors to drive the long-term growth story in the Macau.
That's great, Kenny. That's all the time we have. Thanks so much for coming by, and come back and talk to us more about casinos and other stocks.
Thank you.
Thank you.